Can a matchbox? No, but a tin can. Can February march? No, but April may. Can I have a return ticket to the moon, please? Sorry, the moon's full tonight. Did I tell you the joke about a high wall? I better not. You might not get over it. Did you hear about my brother? He saw a moose's head hanging on a wall and went in the next room to find the rest of it. Did you hear about the boy who had to do a project about trains? He had to keep track of everything. Did you hear about the criminal contortionist? He turned himself in. Did you hear about the cross-eyed teacher? He couldn't control his pupils. Did you hear about the fool who hijacked a submarine? He demanded $2 million and a parachute. Did you hear about the silly cyclist who won the Tour de France? He did a lap of honor. Did you hear about the teacher who locked the school band in a deep freeze? They wanted to play really cool jazz. Did you hear about the time Eddie's sister tried to make a birthday cake? The candles melted in the oven. Did you hear about the two history teachers who were dating? They go to restaurants to talk about old times. Did you hear about the two unfit men who run a marathon? One ran in short bursts, the other ran in burst shorts. Did you hear the one about a man that went into a cloning shop? When he came out, he was beside himself. Did you hear what dumb Donald did when he offered to paint the garage for his dad? The instructions said, put on 3 coats. So, he put on his jacket, his raincoat, and his overcoat. Did you know that Davy Crockett had 3 ears? A right ear, a left ear, and wild front ear. Doctor, I'm invisible. I'm sorry, sir. I can't see you right now. Doctor, can I have a second opinion? Of course. Come back tomorrow. Doctor, every time I stand up, I see visions of Mickey Mouse and Pluto, and every time I sit down, I see Donald Duck. How long have you been having these Disney spells? Doctor, everyone hates me. Don't be silly. Not everyone has met you yet. Doctor, have you got something for a migraine? Take this hammer and hit yourself on the head. Doctor, how can I cure my sleepwalking? Sprinkle thumbtacks on your bedroom floor. Doctor, how can I stop my nose from running? Stick your foot out and trip it up. Doctor, I accidentally ate my pillow. Don't be so down in the mouth. Doctor, I can't feel my legs. That's because we had to amputate your arms. Doctor, I feel like a bee. Buzz off, I'm busy. Doctor, I feel like a bird. I'll tweet you in a minute. Doctor, I feel like a dog. Then go see a vet. Doctor, I feel like a pair of socks. Well, I'll be darned. Doctor, I feel like a racehorse. Take one of these every 4 laps. Doctor, I feel like a set of curtains. Well, pull yourself together. Doctor, I feel like a strawberry. Yes, I can see you're in a bit of a jam. Doctor, I feel like a tennis racket. You must be too highly strung. Doctor, I feel like a window. Where's the pain? Doctor, I feel like an apple. Well, don't worry, I won't bite. Doctor, I feel run down. You should be more careful crossing the road then. Doctor, I have a hoarse throat. Yes, the resemblance doesn't end there. Doctor, I have ringing in my ears. Well, answer it. Doctor, I have a terrible cough. Then you should practice. Doctor, I keep getting a pain in the eye when I drink coffee. Have you tried taking the spoon out of the cup before you drink? Doctor, I keep hearing a ringing in my ears. Well, where else did you expect to hear it? Doctor, I keep seeing an insect spinning. Don't worry, it's just a bug that's going around. Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a doorknob. Now, just don't fly off the handle. Doctor, I only have 59 seconds to live. Just a minute. Doctor, I swallowed a roll of film. Don't worry, nothing will develop. Doctor, I think I might croak. It's just a frog in your throat. Doctor, I think I'm a bell. Take these, and if they don't help, give me a ring. Doctor, I think I'm a clock. You're winding me up. Doctor, I think I'm a moth. Get out of the way. You're in my light. Doctor, I think I'm a nit. Will you get out of my hair? Doctor, I think I'm a video. I thought I'd seen you before. Doctor, I think I'm getting shorter. You'll just have to be a little patient. Doctor, I think I'm losing my mind. Don't worry, you won't miss it. Doctor, I was playing a kazoo and I swallowed it. Lucky you weren't playing the piano. Doctor, I'm a death's door. Don't worry, I'll pull you through. Doctor, I'm having trouble breathing. I'll put a stop to that. Doctor, I'm so ugly. What can I do about it? Hire yourself out for Halloween parties. Doctor, I'm suffering from hallucinations. I'm sure you're only imagining it. Doctor, I've got jelly in my ear. Oh, you're just a trifle deaf. Doctor, my hair is falling out. Can you give me something to keep it in? Yes, a paper bag. Doctor, my hands are killing me. Take them off your throat, sir. Doctor, my husband smells like a fish. Poor soul. Doctor, my leg hurts. What can I do? Limp. Doctor, my nose is running. You'd better tie it up then. Doctor, my son has swallowed my pen. What should I do? Use a pencil until I get there. Doctor, my son swallowed my razor blade. Well, just use your electric razor. Doctor, my stomach is sore. Stop your belly aching. Doctor, no one ever listens to me. Next. Doctor, should I file my nails? No, throw them away like everyone else does. Doctor, since the operation on my leg, I lean one way. I think you're all right. Doctor, some days I feel like a teepee and other days I feel like a wigwam. You're too tense. Doctor, something is preying on my mind. Don't worry, it'll probably starve to death. Doctor, tell me straight. Is it bad? Just don't start watching any new TV serials. Doctor, This ointment you gave me makes my arms smart. Try putting some on your head. Doctor, what did the x-ray of my head show? Absolutely nothing. Doctor, what is the best way to avoid biting insects? Well, don't bite any. Doctor, what's good for biting fingernails? Very sharp teeth. Doctor, what's wrong with me? Well, you've got a carrot up your nose, a bean in one ear, and a French fry in the other. I'd say you're not eating properly. Doctor, when I press my finger here, it hurts, and here, it hurts, and here, and here. What do you think is wrong with me? Your finger is broken. Doctor, will this ointment clear up my spots? I never make rash promises. Doctor, you have to help me out. That's easy. Which way did you come in? Doctor, you've got to help me. I keep thinking I'm a bridge. What's come over you? Oh, so far a truck, a motorcycle, and 2 cars. During which battle was Lord Nelson killed? His last one. Have you heard the joke about the butter? I better not tell you. You might spread it. Heard about the foolish karate champion who joined the army? The first time he saluted, he nearly killed himself. How can you find a lost train? Follow its tracks. How can you tell a dogwood tree? By its bark. How can you tell the difference between a can of soup and a can of baked beans? Read the label. How can you tell when a fool has been using the computer? There's whiteout all over the screen. How did Noah steer the ark at night? He switched on the floodlights. How did the comedian pass the time in hospital? By telling sick jokes. How did the Vikings send messages? By Norse code. How do dinosaurs pass exams? With extinction. How do Inuits dress? As quickly as possible. How do you clean the sky? With a skyscraper. How do you fix a broken pizza? With tomato paste. How do you get a baby astronaut to sleep? You rock it. How do you get 4 suits for a couple of dollars? Buy a pack of cards. How do you make a bandstand? Take away their chairs. How do you make a fire with 2 sticks? Make sure one of them is a match. How do you make a fruit punch? Give it boxing lessons. How do you make a hot dog stand? Steal its chair. How do you make a potato puff? Chase it around the garden. How do you make a sausage roll? Push it down a hill. How do you make a strawberry shake? Tell it a scary story. How do you make a Swiss roll? Push him down the hill. How do you make an egg laugh? Tell it a yolk. How do you make 7 an even number? Take off the S. How do you saw the C in half? With a seesaw, of course. How do you start a race between 2 rice puddings? Say go. How do you stop your laptop batteries from running out? Hide their sneakers. How do you use an Egyptian doorbell? Tutankhamun. How does a math teacher know how long she sleeps? She takes a ruler to bed. How long should a person's legs be? Long enough to reach their feet. How many baseball players does it take to change a light bulb? 2. One to change it, the other to signal which way to do it. How many politicians does it take to change a light bulb? 3. One to change it, one to change it back, and a third to deny a change had ever taken place. How many robots does it take to change a light bulb? 1. But it needs 500 humans to have programmed it correctly. Arr! How much does it cost for a pirate to get earrings? A buccaneer. Har har har. If a snake and an undertaker got married, what would they put on their towels? His and hers. If everyone bought a white car, what would we have? A white carnation. Mom, why isn't my nose 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot. On what nuts can pictures hang? Walnuts. Waiter, I'll have the lamb chops and make them lean. Certainly, sir. To the right or to the left? Waiter, I am in a hurry. Will my pizza be long? No, it will be round. Waiter, this soup tastes funny. Why aren't you laughing then? We went for a holiday last year to a seaside town. It was so boring that the tide went out one day and didn't come back. What are the 4 letters the dentist says when a patient visits him? ICDK. What are the names of the small rivers that run into the Nile? The juveniles. What can jump higher than a house? Anything! Houses can't jump! What creates the most housework in alien homes? Stardust. What did one bowling ball say to the other? Don't stop me, I'm on a roll. What did one elevator say to the other? I think I'm coming down with something. What did one magnet say to the other magnet? I find you very attractive. What did one soul say to the other? I think we're being followed by a couple of heels. What did one toilet say to the other toilet? You look a bit flushed. What did one tomato say to the other behind him? Ketchup. What did one tonsil say to the other tonsil? Get dressed up. The doctor is taking us out. What did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner. What did the baby corn say to the mother corn? Where's popcorn? What did the banana sitting in the sun say to the other banana sitting in the sun? I don't know about you, but I'm starting to peel. What did the big chimney say to the little chimney? You're too young to smoke. What did the big hand of the clock say to the little hand? Got a minute? What did the big telephone say to the little telephone? You're too young to get engaged. What did the computer say to the programmer at lunchtime? Can I have a bite? What did the egg say to the dinosaur? Your egg stinked. What did the egg say to the whisk? I know when I'm beaten. What did the electrician's wife say when he got home? Why are you insulate? What did the first mind reader say to the second mind reader? You're all right. How am I? What did the ground say to the rain? If this keeps up, I'll be mud. What did the judge say to the dentist? Do you swear to pull the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth? What did the light bulb say to its mother? I love you, Watts and Watts. What did the mayonnaise say to the fridge? Close the door, I'm dressing. What did the Pacific Ocean say to the Atlantic Ocean? Nothing, it just waved. What did the parents say to their son who wanted to play drums? Beat it. What did the pencil sharpener say to the pencil? Stop going in circles and get to the point. What did the penny say to the other penny? We make perfect sense. What did the piece of wood say to the drill? You bore me. What did the PowerPoint say to the plug? Suck it to me. What did the raspberry say to the other raspberry? We shouldn't have got into this jam. What did the rug say to the floor? Don't move, I've got you covered. What did the shirt say to the blue jeans? Meet you on the clothesline. That's where I hang out. What did the stamp say to the envelope? Stick with me and we'll go places. What did the teddy bear say when he was offered dessert? No thanks, I'm stuffed. What did the tie say to the hat? You go on ahead, I'll just hang around. What did the traffic light say to the car? Don't look now, I'm changing. What did the waterfall say to the fountain? You're just a little squirt. What dinosaur is home on the range? Tyrannosaurus Rex. What do Alexander the Great and Kermit the Frog have in common? The same middle name. What do dinosaurs put on their French fries? Tomatosaurus. What do hippies do? They hold your leggies on. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw us? What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back to you? A stick. What do you call a dinosaur that's a noisy sleeper? Brontosaurus. What do you call a dinosaur with high heels? My feetosaurus. What do you call a group of people that dig for bones? A skeleton crew. What do you call a guy who hangs around musicians? A drummer. What do you call a man floating in the sea? Bob. What do you call a man who drives a truck? Lorry. What do you call a man who is always round when you need him? Andy. What do you call a man who stands around and makes faces all day? A clockmaker. What do you call a man with a spade? Doug. What do you call a man with rabbits in his trousers? Warren. What do you call a 100-million-year-old dinosaur? A fossil. What do you call a robot who takes the longest route? R2-D2. What do you call a scared Tyrannosaurus? A nervous Rex. What do you call a snowman with a suntan? A puddle. What do you call a space magician? A flying sorcerer. What do you call a woman with one foot on each side of a river? Bridget. What do you call a woman with one leg? Eileen. What do you call an egg in the jungle? An explorer. What do you call banana skins that you wear on your feet? Slippers. What do you call someone who greets you at the school door every morning? Matt. What do you do with crude oil? Teach it some manners. What do you get if you cross a burglar with a cement mixer? A hardened criminal. What do you get if you cross a dinosaur with a kangaroo? A huge animal that causes earthquakes wherever it hops. What do you get if you cross a dinosaur with a termite? A huge bug that eats big buildings for breakfast. What do you get when you cross a bridge with a car? To the other side of the river, of course. What do you get when you cross a dinosaur with explosives? Dynamite. What do you get when you cross a painter with a police officer? A brush with the law. What do you get when you cross a plumber with a ballerina? A tap dancer. What do you get when you cross an Apple computer with fast food? A Big Mac. What do you give a sick car? A fuel injection. What does a triceratops sit on? Its tricerabottom. What does every girl have that she can always count on? Fingers. What does every winner lose in a race? Their breath. What goes in pink and comes out blue? A swimmer on a cold day. What happened to the wooden car with wooden wheels and a wooden engine? It wouldn't go. What happened when the bell fell in the swimming pool? It got wringing wet. What has 22 legs and 2 wings but can't fly? A soccer team. What has a bottom at the top? A leg. What has 100 legs but can't walk? 50 pairs of pants. What has 4 legs and doesn't walk? A table. What has many rings but no fingers? A telephone. What helps keep your teeth together? Toothpaste. What holds the moon up? Moonbeams. What invention allows you to see through walls? A window. What is a forum? 1'em plus 3'em. What is the difference between a hungry person and a greedy person? One longs to eat and the other eats too long. What is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? A jeweler sells watches and a jailer watches cells. What is the easiest way to get a day off school? Wait until Saturday. What is the name of the detective who sings quietly to himself while solving crimes? Sherlock Holmes. Elementary. What is the robot's favorite part of school? Assembly. What is the smelliest game in the world? Ping pong. Ew. What jam can't you eat? A traffic jam. What kind of music does your father like to sing? Pop music. What part of a basketball stadium is never the same? The changing rooms. What runs across the floor without legs? Water. What side of an apple is the left side? The side that hasn't been eaten. What sort of nails do you find in football shoes? Toenails. What sort of star is dangerous? A shooting star. What starts working when it's fired? A rocket. What stories do basketball players tell? Tall stories. What vegetable can you play snooker with? A cucumber. What vegetable goes well with jacket potatoes? Button mushrooms. What was more useful than the invention of the first telephone? The second telephone. What washes up on very small beaches? Microwaves. What's 150 feet long and jumps every 10 seconds? A dinosaur with the hiccups. What's a lawyer's favourite dessert? Suet. What's an astronaut's favourite game? Monopoly. What's extinct and works in rodeos? Bronchosaurus. What's green and short and goes camping? A boy sprout. What's red and white? Pink. What's red, white and brown and travels faster than the speed of sound? An astronaut's ham and tomato sandwich. What's rhubarb? Embarrassed celery. What's small and wobbly and sits in a pram? A jelly baby. What's the best way to call a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Long distance. What's the best way to win a race? Run faster than everybody else. What's the definition of intense? That's where campers sleep. What's the definition of minimum? A very small mother. What's the difference between a bus driver and a cold? One knows the stops, the other stops the nose. What's the difference between a dark sky and an injured lion? One pours with rain, the other roars with pain. What's the difference between a joke and a wise guy? One is funny, and one thinks he's funny. What's the difference between a night watchman and a butcher? One stays awake, and the other weighs a steak. What's the difference between a train station and a teacher? One minds the train, the other trains the mind. What's the difference between an oak tree and a tight shoe? One makes acorns, the other makes corns ache. What's the difference between dinosaurs and dragons? Dinosaurs don't smoke. What's the easiest way to get on TV? Sit on it. What's the scariest dinosaur of them all? The pterodactyl. When do doctors get angry? When they run out of patience. When George left school, he was going to be a printer. All his teachers said he was the right type. When is a car not a car? When it turns into a garage. When is a door not a door? When it's ajar. When is the best time to buy a canary? When it's going cheap. Where are English kings and queens crowned? On on the head. Where are the Andes? At the end of your armies. Where did the king keep his armies? Up his sleeveys. Where do astronauts leave their spaceships? At parking meteors. Where do bakers keep their dough? In the bank. Where do football coaches go when they are sick of the game? The boardroom. Where do football players dance? At a football. Where do musicians live? In A flat. Where do old bowling balls end up? In the gutter. Where do you find baby soldiers? In the infantry. Where does a dinosaur cross a busy 6-lane motorway? Anywhere it likes. Where does a sick ship go? To the dock. Where does this road go? Nowhere. It stays right here. Where was Solomon's temple? On his head. Where was the Declaration of Independence signed? At the bottom. Where's Hadrian's Wall? Around his garden. Which bus sailed the oceans? Columbus. Which cheese is made backwards? Edam. Which months have 28 days? All of them. Which trees are always sad? Pine trees. Why does someone who runs marathons make a good student? Because education pays off in the long run. Who gets the sack every time he goes to work? The postman. Who is the smelliest person in the world? King Pong. Who steals from her grandma's house? Little Red Robin Hood. Who won the race between the 2 balls of string? They were tied. Why are basketball players always so cool? Because of all the fans. Why are cooks mean? Because they beat the eggs and whip the cream. Why are gloves clumsy? Because they're all fingers and thumbs. Why are math teachers good at solving detective stories? They're quick at adding up clues. Why are rivers lazy? Because they never get off their beds. Why aren't football stadiums built in outer space? Because there's just no atmosphere. Why couldn't the long-necked dinosaur see? Because it had its head in the clouds. Why did all the bowling pins go down? Because they were on strike. Why did Captain Kirk go into the ladies' toilet? To boldly go where no man has gone before. Why did E.T. have such big eyes? Because he saw his phone bill. Why did Henry VIII have so many wives? He liked to chop and change. Why did Polly put the kettle on? She didn't have anything else to wear. Why did Silly Sue throw her guitar away? Because it had a hole in the middle. Why did the baby Cookie cry? Because his mother was a wafer so long. Why did the balloon burst? Because it saw the soda pop. Why did the belt go to jail? Because it held up a pair of pants. Why did the boy become an astronaut? Because he had his head in the stars. Why did the boy laugh after his operation? Because the doctor put him in stitches. Why did the boy put his bed in the fireplace? So he could sleep like a log. Why did the boy sit on his watch? He wanted to be on time. Why did the boy take a pencil to bed? To draw the curtains. Why did the boy throw butter out the window? Because he wanted to see a butterfly. Why did the boy throw his watch out of the window during an exam? Because he wanted to make time fly. Why did the boy wear a life jacket in bed? Because he slept on a waterbed. Why did the boy wear 5 watches? He liked to have a lot of time on his hands. Why did the bungee jumper take a vacation? Because he was at the end of his rope. Why did the car get a puncture? There was a fork in the road. Why did the computer cross the road? Because it was programmed by the chicken. Why did the computer sneeze? It had a virus. Why did the farmer plow his field with a steamroller? He wanted to grow mashed potatoes. Why did the fool cross the road? To get to the middle. Why did the girl have yeast and shoe polish for breakfast? Because she wanted to rise and shine in the morning. Why did the girl spend 2 weeks in a revolving door? Because she was looking for the doorknob. Why did the girl take a bicycle to bed? Because she didn't want to walk in her sleep. Why did the girl tiptoe past the medicine cabinet? Because she didn't want to wake the sleeping pills. Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one. Why did the jelly wobble? Because it saw the apple turnover. Why did the lazy boy get a job in a bakery? Because he wanted to loaf around. Why did the potato cry? Because the chips were down. Why did the runner wear rippled sole shoes? To give the answer 50-50 chance. Why did the silly sailor grab some soap when his ship sank? Because he thought he would wash ashore. Why did the singer climb a ladder? To reach the high notes. Why did the snowman dress up? Because he was going to the snowball. Why did the soccer star hold his shoe to his ear? Because he liked soul music. Why did the student stand on his head? To turn things over in his mind. Why did the teacher wear dark glasses? Because she had such a bright class. Why did the tomato blush? Because it saw the salad dressing. Why did your brother ask your father to sit in the freezer? Because he wanted an ice pop. Why did your sister keep running around her bed? Because she was trying to catch up on her sleep. Why didn't the dinosaur cross the road? Because roads weren't invented. Why do artists make lots of money? Because they can draw their own wages. Why do doctors wear masks when operating? Because if they make a mistake, no one will know who did it. Why do football coaches bring suitcases along to away games? So that they can pack the defense. Why do toadstools grow so close together? They don't need much room. Why does lightning shock people? It doesn't know how to conduct itself. Why does meat taste better in space? Because it's meteor. Why does the ocean roar? You would too if you had crabs on your bottom. Why don't bananas get lonely? Because they hang around in bunches. Why don't eggs tell jokes? They'd crack each other up. Why is a bride always out of luck on her wedding day? Because she never marries the best man. Why is bowling the quietest sport? Because you can hear a pin drop. Why is milk the fastest thing in the world? Because it's pasteurized before you see it. Why is 6 scared of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Why is tennis such a noisy game? Because everyone raises a racket. Why shouldn't you sleep on trains? They run over sleepers. Why was the archaeologist upset? His job was in ruins. Why was the baby pen crying? Because its mum was doing a long sentence. Why was the broom late? It overswept. Why was the butcher worried? His job was at stake. Why was the computer in pain? Because it had a slipped disc. Why was the computer so thin? Because it hadn't had many bytes. Why was the computer so tired when it got home? Because it had a hard drive. Why was the maths book sad? Because it had too many problems. Why was the principal worried? Because there were so many rulers in the school. Why was Thomas Edison able to invent the light bulb? Because he was very bright. Why were the arrows nervous? Because they were all in a quiver.